Hi, I'm really glad you're here. There's a phrase I used for a long time without realizing how much it was shaping me. I'm fine. It sounded small and normal, responsible even. But even over time, I realized it wasn't honesty. It was protection. Today, I want to talk about that. After awakening, there's another layer God invited me into. Not awareness, honesty. Not the kind we give to other people, the kind we avoid within ourselves. I wanted healing, but I wasn't ready for honesty. I thought if I could name my past, that meant that I was healed from it. Like acknowledging the wound was the same as tending to it. But I hadn't faced what it shaped in me. My reactions, my guarding, my distance. I learned how to function, but I hadn't noticed how pain was still forming me. So when God began surfacing things I had buried, I did what felt familiar. I stayed busy. I kept leading. I kept producing. I called it strength, but it was really distance. Nothing was being restored. I was just managing. I want to say this gently in case someone needs it. Endurance is not the same as healing. Making it through something doesn't mean it released you. Sometimes pain doesn't explode. It settles. It hides behind productivity, independence, competence, even spirituality. And it whispers things that sound mature. You're over it. You're strong. You're fine. I built a life, a family, a ministry. From the outside, it looked like I was whole. But in quiet moments, connections felt foreign. Rest felt unsafe. Joy felt distant. Have you ever smiled in a room full of people while something inside of you whispered, "Don't fall apart"? I have. I remember hugging people at church and still feeling so stiff and awkward inside. I was smiling. I was saying the right things, but feeling far away internally. Like I was present, but I wasn't fully there. At one point, I realized my life felt like driving a car with the check engine light on. Still moving, still playing worship music on, windows down, hoping no one noticed the smoke or could hear the sound. I told myself God had it. But really, I just didn't want to slow down. I didn't want to look under the hood. What I called fine was actually control. And control can feel safer than trust when pain has taught you not to need. But control can't heal you. It only manages symptoms. Then a friend said something simple and kind to me. You don't always have to be strong. It's okay not to be okay. And something in me opened, not collapsed, not released. The tears came. Feelings returned. My heart softened. What once protected me had quietly become a cage. Psalms 32 says, when I kept quiet, my bones wasted away. I lived that before I understood it. Unspoken pain doesn't stay quiet. It turns inward. And God doesn't expose wounds to shame us. He exposes them to heal us. For me, healing started tracing backward, past adulthood, past ministry, past the roles I carried, to moments I had labeled as small, ordinary, even done. One of them was my 8th grade graduation. The night before, my brother was shot. And I learned something that day without realizing it. How to stand in important moments without letting myself be in them. That's when fine started becoming my language, my shield, my survival mode. Maybe your story might look different than mine. But if you learn to minimize, perform, and push through, or even pretend, that might feel familiar. Jesus didn't die so we could just function. He came so we could live. The lie of being fine is quiet, subtle, convincing. But it's often one of the first lies God begins to dismantle when He wants to heal you. So maybe the question isn't, are you fine? Maybe it's, are you ready to be honest? Even with yourself, even with God. Because healing rarely begins with strength. It begins with truth.